2, 1, 2. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Got you. Got you, okay. Oh, be careful.
Out of my hand, huh? Yeah, that's fine. I'll make another drink.
Get the ice in there.
High quality fur. Yes. Mix up the nice.
Yeah.
All right. Microphones. Hello. Check. Yeah, we're good. Power is running. We're good to go. Let me turn this off.
1, 2,
1, 2.
Power on.
1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, here we go. People, what's going on? You guys already know who it is. Your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com.
It's your boy Mike the Advisor. Let us know if y'all can hear us, please.
Yeah, let me get a comment below to make sure everybody can hear us. Sorry about the delay. We're trying different things when it comes to, of course, this whole world of social media and live. So here we go. People, put your comments below to make sure that you can hear us. We got a great topic tonight. This topic is one of those topics that's going to get a lot of people in their emotions because, again, it has so much truth to it. We're definitely going to have you guys understand the true value of being realistic with your goals. As you guys know, we're always talking about relationship topics every single Thursday night.
Where can people get this link, Bobby, if they want to watch it? If they didn't where can they find this on Thursdays?
We always have this link on YouTube, of course, and again, it's always on Facebook also. If you follow us at Mentourme at YouTube, you'll definitely find this link. Shout out to everybody that's watching this video. Shout out to everybody that was on our live last week.
Right.
Shout out to everybody that's following the movement. Also, we have Spotify. We have a podcast that's on Spotify, of course, where we also share the audio of this particular live or this Thursday live every single week, usually the following day. So for a lot of you, you can always find us on YouTube at Mentourme. You can always find us, of course, on Facebook, also on Spotify at Mentourme. The painful truth is the truth that people don't want to hear when it comes to financial topics and just real relationship, personal topics.
Yeah, that's true.
So today we're going to talk about this topic here. You know, is the standards of women realistic? This is a real topic because a lot of people are having a problem when it comes to
what does guess mean?
That's the person you shared the link to.
So they're already in.
Yeah, but unless you want to add them to the link. You want to add them live?
No. Just making sure they can see.
Well, they can simply that's Facebook and YouTube.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So, people, tonight we're going to talk about is women's standards realistic? You know, and the importance of being realistic about your standards. And again, we're just males that have gone through a lot of experiences when it comes to relationships. So we decided to just talk about our experiences of relationships when it comes to women. And today's topic is so important because we get a lot of women that DM us or just tell us that, look, we're still single at 38. We're still single at 40. We're still single at 42. A lot of women are complaining they can't find a good man. But again, we're always talking about different realities on things that could benefit women, that also a different perspective that men do share to discuss.
Correct.
And the truth is, we're talking about things to get us better when it comes to dating.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a true topic, and let's first talk about, Bobby. I want to kind of pivot into what the point of this conversation was.
Jump on.
Why should women get realistic about standards, right? About their standards. Now, Bobby, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but earlier this week,
okay,
there was about 2 to 3 girls that called that I spoke to during a coaching session, and well, actually it was 3. And mind you, they all have the same exact issue. They don't know each other.
Okay.
What's the issue, Mike? The issue is this. They're all I'm talking about based on the questions that I asked. These brothers are solid brothers.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with them. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Okay.
They all left these guys. Remember, 3 different women left 3 different men.
Okay.
All for the same thing.
And what was that same thing?
What the boils down to is they did not meet their requirements, their standards. They didn't want to feel like they were settling.
Okay. That settlement word, I can't wait till we get to that topic.
So now here's the thing. Why should women get realistic about standards, okay? What is the problem with the modern women's standards?
I mean, you got to first look at it like this, right, Mike?
The first thing is unrealistic.
For sure. I mean, look, you got certain women. I want a man who's, 6'2". I want him dark skin. I want him light skin. I want him to have a 6-pack. I want him to make $200,000 to $500,000 a year. I want him to be super successful. I want him to love. I want him to have the intangible.
Look, man.
People, it's like saying, I want a perfect guy.
Yeah, it doesn't really add up. And here's the thing, ladies, I hear a lot what you want, right? And we hear it a lot. I get a lot of calls. I get it. You want what you want, and you feel like you should just come as you are. There's no reason why I should want less. I feel you. I get it. But the problem, Bobby, is that there's many different things when it comes to what standards are, what's realistic, and what's never going to happen.
Okay.
If you've ever filtered or searched for anything, you're looking for a home, you're looking for whatever it is you're looking for, there's filters in most of these websites.
Okay.
Right? And let's say you're looking for a home. You're looking for a home for a certain amount. That's one filter. In a certain city, that's automatically one filter.
Okay.
In a certain state, right, which is obviously the city.
Very true.
Then you're looking for a certain year that it's built. You're getting very specific. The more specific you get and granular in your filters, what normally happens, Bobby? Out of a million results, what normally happens?
Eventually, a minute.
A million becomes 100,000.
Exactly.
Then 100,000 becomes 1,000. That 1,000 becomes 100. So now you got 90% of women that are looking for 10% of men. Ladies, there's more of you than us on this planet.
That's
For
right.
every million men, there's 2 million women. The problem becomes when there's 90% of you looking for the same 10%. What do we mean?
You got to really think about this, right? Okay.
What is it you hear women are looking for, Bobby? Give them some of those. Some of those standard lists.
We're now in this world where women want this perfect guy. I'm looking for a perfect guy. I get it. I get it. Some women, I get
No, I don't get that shit.
Okay.
I don't get it.
I get where some women are coming from. You have had a past history of dating the wrong men, and now you have increased or elevated your standards.
Okay.
But again, is it realistic? And the reason we're talking about it because again, we got women at 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, still can't find a man because here it goes again. We're looking for that. A lot of women are looking for that perfect guy. I want a guy to have every characteristic that the 10% of men have.
Let's get into that. Okay. When you ask a woman or ladies, if you're in here, you can put your comments in the section. But I want to know really from what these ladies think, because the most important thing when you're choosing a man is what? How much does he make?
Okay. Salary, compensation.
What is he? Because why? In the world we live in, we give women access to our resources.
Facts.
They give us access to their body and sex.
Correct.
They control that.
Correct.
In exchange for resources and time, right? And many other things. But let's just keep it simple to those two. But when you really get down to it, when I ask these women what they're looking for, I said, okay, let's say they have no kids, and apply this to you, ladies. You have no children, you want one. Okay, cool. You eventually want to get married. Okay, cool. But when I ask these ladies, you guys are taking these men serious, right? Okay, great. How much of all the expenses are you taking care of? And you might hear Kevin Samuels talk about this where he asks women, which I love, how much of the financial load, household load, are you willing to take advantage of? Women that say 20%, 30%. I had all three tell me between 20 to 30%. So you want to provide 20 to 30% of all the expenses. A guy's going to come in and provide 70 to 80. That's fine. That is completely fine.
Cool.
But now when you're looking for that, the question that comes behind that changes the dynamics. How much does a guy have to make? I live in Florida. How much does a man have to make for you, Miss whoever you are? For y'all ladies, you have one man or a one child, two child, whatever. How much does a man have to make to be able to afford you, those kids, and the lifestyle you say you want? We're not talking about nothing lavish. Just if you have a child, you don't have to go. You don't have to go right back to work right after. Here's what I've heard recently: $500,000.
So the man have to make $500,000 to
$550,000 a month for 12 months consecutively. $200,000, $150,000. Get realistic. What do I mean, ladies? There's only a small percentage of men who make that, unfortunately.
Very true.
Go online and Google it yourself. And especially if we're talking about different ethnic classes, right? And it's so messed up because if I ask any of you ladies that are on this live right now, here's a simple question. Just put yes or no in the comment box. I don't want to hear nothing about what you're going to do. Just yes or no. Could you date a man who makes between $40,000 and $50,000 a year for the rest of his life? But everything else that you want in a man, he can give you. Everything else.
You know,
he treats you right. He does everything. He hits the spots.
So let me, we got Trina put, okay, 60,000, we can work together. See, that's not what
I said. I asked for 40 to 50.
All right. Trina.
If a guy makes 40 between 40 to 50,000.
Yes. Trina says yes.
There's a reason why I stated that number specifically. And we're going to give you guys the scale later on in the show. Right, Bobby?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but here's the problem. Trina says yes, she's one woman. If we get 10 other women on this live, Trina, send it to your girls and let's ask them the same question. Because here's the problem. 90% say that, but they don't want that because most women have this, they're caught up in the social media brainwashing of, I don't do basic, I'm not basic, so why go get basic?
So a man that makes 50,000 is basic.
That's
just based on salary. He's basic.
That's what, but here's the thing.
Okay.
But here's the thing, you have to understand. Our value is different than women. So how much we make, we know there's a ranking level. There's a ranking file.
Okay.
Now, I can agree, yes, it is a basic income.
Facts.
When we're looking at
40, 50 racks, yeah.
When we're looking at the general, like like how much the average person makes in America.
Yeah, that's pretty light.
You get what I'm saying? But But let's look at the situation, right? Let's look at the variables. Because if you're 50,000 and you have kids, and then you're coming to a girl who has kids, that's different. But if you're 50,000 and you're a single man, no kids, no nothing, you're a single man. My opinion, that money goes longer than the guy who has 3 kids and 2 baby mamas. Obviously,
as long as he manages money right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But with 3 kids and 2 baby mamas, even if you manage your money right, it's not all about you anymore.
Facts.
That 50,000, if you're single, is all about you.
Okay.
You could blow it and still be just in the same situation.
Exactly.
But let's just talk about the generality. Like, he doesn't blow it, nothing like that. Okay, great. But the question when you ask a lot of women, will they get a good guy who only makes 40 to 50,000? Most women want a man who makes what they make or more.
Okay.
And I get that because he's a provider. Okay, but let's say that's all he can make. But everything else he got, the sex is amazing. He putting it down. He's 6'2", fine, handsome. Everything else you want, treats you right. Whatever the list is, he got. His own apartment, his own car. But he makes 40, 50 for the rest of his life. Can you marry that man for the rest of his life?
This is a good question. For women that's live right now, shout out to all the fellas too. If a male makes $40,000 to $50,000 for the rest of his life, and he has all the other standards that you require, is that enough? Is that enough? We want to hear your comments below. I want to see what type of women exist today, because again, life has changed.
You sure you want to know that?
Okay. If he makes $40,000 to $50,000 a year, okay, and he has all the qualifications that you require,
they're not taking him.
Is that enough? Let's be honest. We both know the answer to that question. Okay.
Bobby, is not enough. They don't want that.
98%, 98.9%
don't want that.
Don't want that. Okay. They're not going to accept it. Again, sometimes they will say verbally, oh yeah, I'll take that. But after a while, because again, to raise kids, to raise a family, to live a certain type of lifestyle where you want to travel, be able to live the life that you want, this costs.
Yeah.
A $50,000 lifestyle, a $50,000 income, gross, really, you're netting maybe 35, realistically.
It's not enough.
If the person is not a tremendous, immaculate saver.
Yo, man, ain't no saving in the world.
And with these bills and the cost of living today,
ain't no saving.
That's difficult. But again, Trina put a comment. Trina said yes, yeah, and she will. Trina says with 40, 50,000, she good.
Okay, cool.
She good.
Okay, cool. We know the lifestyle Trina want to live, and that's fine. She's fine with what he can bring. That's fine. But Trina, your mindset is not only the minority, it's the minority of the minority. It's the 1% of the 1%. Why? Because most women ain't doing that. 90% are not doing it.
Do you feel that's why a lot of them single?
Oh, 100%. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. Then we're actually going to lead into that. Okay. The problem is that when I spoke to these ladies, as I said about earlier, 3 different women called me. They all left their man for the same ridiculous reasons. They didn't meet their standards. He didn't do this. He didn't buy it. The man is only making 50. What do you want him to get you a Birkin bag for? What? That's a month of his salary. So you want him to be irresponsible so you can get a bag to say that you got a bag.
It's all about status, and that's the problem. Everybody wants that status,
but the status must be earned. You get what I'm saying?
You see,
like women want this Russell Wilson, but they're not Sierra.
That's a good point, right? That's a good point. She's different lifestyle, different woman, celebrity.
But let's just talk. Let's remove
status.
The money, Bobby.
Okay.
Look at Russell and look at Sierra.
Football player, fit. I get it. You get what I'm saying?
Even if Sierra wasn't who she was, you think she could still get a Russell?
For sure.
Because
without a shadow,
look at her.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Because men don't base it on, I have a great personality in my mind. We don't give a damn about none of that until after the fact or after the intercourse is done. That lets us know we may have fun with you, but do we want to keep you around after?
It's a true statement.
From broke men to rich men, they all have that mindset.
It's a real statement. A lot of women don't realize that, and I'm seeing this whole situation evolving into that. Like, a lot of women are constantly complaining about being single, and we got a lot more women in this world today single than ever. But when you look at the
Bobby, why can't I have it all? Why can't I have it all?
The standards is not realistic.
Mama, you can't have it all. Ladies, I had a lady tell me, so you telling me, Mike, I need to settle? Yes, you need to settle. Because here's the risk you're going to run.
Is it settling? or just being realistic?
It's not settling. I don't believe that it's settling.
I think it's being realistic.
I think it's being realistic. That's why I put it realistic, because I don't look at it as settling. Think about it. Whatever you make at your job now, are you settling? No, it's realistically what you're worth to the marketplace, right?
I like Trina.
So before we get to her, all of them told me this: why can't I have it all? First, my question behind that is, why do you deserve it all?
Facts. What do you bring to the table? This is a question that a lot of men love.
Besides you being a woman, why do you deserve it all? Just because they don't make that mindset right there is going to set you up for failure.
There's a lot of, you got to realize just tonight too, there's a lot of women that feel just because I'm pretty and every other man have told me I'm pretty or I'm beautiful.
The pretty privilege.
I deserve to have everything that I desire.
The pretty privilege.
And then what I'm starting to see
it only takes you so far, baby.
Don't you realize this too, right? Wealthy men, they're starting, of course, divorcing. The middle class men are starting to divorce all these pretty women. Because why? There's more to just what some of you women think it is.
Right.
It's not just you look good, you deserve everything. What do you bring to the table? And it better not be I'm a good person and I know how to cook.
That's not
men have caught on to that. They know how to cook. They know how to clean.
Yeah.
You should be a good person. That's not a value added benefit.
What
else do you bring to the table?
It's not.
Are you gonna be a great mother for their child, or are you gonna give them peace? Are you gonna bring the intangibles?
Here's
more value added benefits. Man.
Ladies, you have to understand, you can't say certain things you just can't rate yourself on, because the consumer is what's going to tell you that. I'm the consumer. You can't be like, oh, I know my sex is good. How you know? I'm one guy. To my standard, it's good. To the next guy, it might be garbage.
Facts. Everybody has a different perspective. Oh, for sure.
The marketplace determines your value. Even if you had it with 5 other dudes, what are those 5 dudes? Are they bottom barrel dudes? Meaning they basic dudes who ride the bus? You know what I'm saying? Like, What type of dudes are you talking about? Are you talking about guys who have options, that have driven the best vehicles, have tested the waters with the best? You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that women have this thing is that why can't I have it all? We've been asked this question. And when you think about why can't they have it all, what do you say to that, Bobby?
I mean, you gotta look at it like this, right? Believing you could have it all is saying I want perfection, right? And perfection doesn't exist. And that's the problem too. If all did exist, why you? Why? What do you? I really.
Are you asking me why should I have high standards?
Look, I get it. I get
is that what you're asking?
I get it. There's nothing wrong with having standards. There's nothing wrong with having high standards. But if you see that high standards is not getting you anywhere, believing you single, there has to be a point in your life when you say, hold on, let me readjust what I got going on. Because at 43 years old, I'm still single, just like how I was single at 35. Something's not right. 8 years, no man is right for you.
Right.
And you have tried this type of dating, that type of dating. So something's not right. Your standards are not realistic.
Here's something that's off topic.
The standards are not realistic.
What do you say about the women who are stuck with these dudes? They know they can do better, or they want to do better, but they're stuck with these dudes.
That's emotion.
No. They're financially stuck with these dudes.
So they're so used to the lifestyle.
No.
Which ain't
they're financially stuck. They ain't got their own. They don't have anything of their own.
Oh God.
So they're stuck with this guy.
Oh God. So now you're dependent
for necessity.
Here's how I look at it, right? I don't believe in the whole stuck thing. You can't be realistically stuck. It happens. I get what you're saying. It happens.
A lot of women are in that position, bro.
But there is a lot of women in that position. But again, it goes back to choices and decisions. Choices and decisions you can always readjust if you have self-drive. But let's be realistic. Some women get very comfortable in certain situations. At least like you hear women say this. I'm a stay-at-home mother. Then okay, you've been a stay-at-home mother for 3 to 5 years. Then guess what happened? Mr. Baby Daddy, your husband, lost everything. You don't have no skills. You have no talent. That's a real problem.
All right. So that makes sense. Now let's flip the script now. A woman is in a sense, she has her own job, she has a career, but she comes with baggage.
Okay. What is baggage to you? What's the baggage she comes?
No, she comes with a child.
Okay.
Right? Which is the reason I call it baggage is because it's not It's not something that the man she's interacting with brought to the table. She brought that to the table.
All right, so she comes with baggage.
So she comes with that baggage. Okay. That's fine. It's not a bad baggage. It's just,
she just comes with baggage.
She just comes with
it.
Okay, cool. Understood. The question becomes, does she have the right to have the same high standards as a girl who doesn't have the same baggage?
That's all based on the woman, right? But I get where you're coming from.
I disagree.
That's all based on the woman. Because I'm going to say,
tell me why.
Hypothetically, you got a woman who has a child, but she's stable. No drama. She take care of her own kids. Child support is paid by the baby father.
Okay.
That have nothing to do with you.
Okay.
That have nothing to do with I. At the end of the day, that is not baggage at all. There is going to be some compromising with time. But other than that, that's not baggage at all. Because at the end of the day, that compensation is all brought to the family, if that's where we're leading, by the baby father. Okay. So that's not really baggage to me. That's not really baggage.
Correct, but that's
that scenario.
That's an ideal scenario.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bobby, that's the 1%.
Which is true. We know that's true.
We're talking about the majority out here, right? And let's say it's not a situation where there's child support need, like the child is in the early teens, prepubescent, and you have the mother who's maybe 30s, mid, not too old. She's still kind of young as a career. Can the standards be the same? The reason why, and here's why I don't think it can be the same. Why it should be a little bit more realistic. Because now you have less filters you can use when you're looking for a man.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Every woman has filters. Oh, he needs to be this tall. Okay, boom, you cut out all these men that are short. He needs to make this much. Cut out all the men who don't make that much.
Very true.
He needs to look like this, like skin color. Cut out all the men who don't got that. The pool is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. What the hardest pool to get into is the income range when it comes to men. Because women are choosing men. Unfortunately, it's based off the income, which it should be. Because why? He needs to provide and protect.
For sure.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
So, here's the scale, ladies. You have the below 50,000. Okay. This is the below average.
All right. So you're giving them a scale on,
I'm giving them a solution on what they need to be looking at. Because the guys you say you want that make the top 1%, which we're going to get to those income levels, unfortunately, there's a lot of competition, which we're going to get into on why women just hate to compete.
Okay, that's very true.
The reality of it, because you're not in these settings. Listen, out of sight. Out of sight.
Out of mind.
Out of sight.
Out of mind.
So if you're not on the scene, if you're not at Sugar at the bar next to me looking right, I don't know you exist. If you're not at this top restaurant in my city being available to be spoken to, I don't know you exist. If you're not at the golf, whatever, or wherever you find these guys at the top gym in your city, they don't know you exist. They're not going to come to your house and knock on your door. Hey, I heard you were looking for a guy like me. It doesn't happen that way.
Are you saying women should try to open their mindset?
It's not open. You need to go and get what it is you want. Stop sitting and waiting for it.
Makes sense. Stop being complacent.
He's not just going to find you while you're doing your errands,
Mama. The same everyday cycle of working.
But that's fine. If they want to do that, I'm about to give them the solution. Back to the scale. Below 50, above below average. Those are the BA guys, what we call the below average. BA. 50,000, average.
You make a good point because a lot of women do the same cycle every day. And if you think about it, if they have kids, the cycle really
is stringent.
It's stringent because they really have another individual to take care of, and it's hard for them to step out of that cycle. Especially, also, I realize some women too don't have friends that's open-minded to say, "Hold on, you know what? Let's try something different." Mm-hmm. So they really get stuck in that cycle of church, work, home. That triangle.
The church work, home. Or work, gym, home. Work, gym, home. And here's the problem.
When do you find that the type of 10% man you're looking for?
But when it comes to a family situation, when it comes to a girlfriend's birthday, when it comes to all those other things, they'll put and take time off to take care of that. But women don't put time and take time off to find their future husband. They don't treat it as a priority. It's an option.
I get, you know what?
It's an option. It's an option to get a man. It's not really a priority.
So you're saying like to go to a baby shower? Okay, they ready to go. To go to
it's
a wedding?
It's a homegirl's birthday. They about to pull out all the stops. They done called this place. They done got this for her. They done did that. Did a surprise girls thing. All of this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. But where in your life are you putting in time? 10 hours in a year. 20 hours in a year,
really
ladies.
Find the man that you look at. I see where you're going.
To find, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Because you have to put it.
I never really looked at it like that, but that's true.
You have to put it because why?
There's no effort. In going and finding
the men that you want, not the men who want you. Because the only time you're going to find the man that you want is when you go out and find him. The men that are finding you are the men that are finding you while you're doing your day-to-day cycle. You're going to Publix. This bum hollers at you at Publix. You're going to drop the cleaners off. This bum hollers at you while you're dropping your cleaners because you got your leggings on frame looking right. But that's where you're finding these guys. While you're out and about, you haven't really put in effort to go out and about to find it. Not the club.
You know what you got to get. People with the whole club thing. You know
not the club. But let's get back to the scale. Below 50,000, below average. 50,000, average. 50, but above 50, below 100, above average by AA men. The AA men. That's where, ladies, you should be focused. That sweet spot right there.
That's where a lot of men are at. But you see,
that's where you need to focus. 100,000, above average.
That's very true.
150 and above, high value.
See. And that's the problem too.
Anything past that is what we call the 1%, and most women want the 1%.
But you're not willing to put the work to get the 1%. You're not willing to put that.
The reason we say this is because when we ask these ladies these questions, what type of money does a man have to make to be with you, to have 2 kids, or you already got 2 kids to be with you, and so you don't have to pay all the bills. You're only paying 20-30% of all the bills. Or he got to make, and they tell me, I just asked him for a number.
Yeah,
oh, he need 200. He need 250. I've never heard less than 250. I'm like,
you know what's crazy?
500,000. I was like, God,
I'm gonna say this too.
$500,000.
90% of men that say that, women that say that, they never even dated a guy that made a quarter.
Never dated a guy that made
a quarter, a half.
No. Here's what the thing. Here's what they tell you. Oh, I dated a millionaire before. No, you were effing a millionaire.
yeah. There's a big difference. Yeah, you just go to pound town.
You were effing a millionaire. You thought it was a relationship.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's different because they also know I dated a millionaire before. Yeah, right.
I've heard that before.
You were dating him. He wasn't dating.
I even had a woman tell me, she was dating a football player, but he had a wife. Oh, well, no, sweetheart.
No, Mama, you were a side chick.
He was a side chick. Because if he had a wife,
there's a hierarchy.
Side chick.
The wife and then the side chick. There's no. You don't
have
the gender on top of the seat.
Yeah, you didn't date the football player. You didn't date the athlete.
There's a difference.
You were just a side chick.
There's a difference.
And I think a lot of women get that confused.
And this is why you can't have it all. Because why? There's a difference between possibility, and we're going to get to the comments in a little bit, but there's a difference between possibility
and that probability.
Women hate doing math.
Yeah.
And the reason why math is so important to guys, to men, because we're logical thinkers. I'm taking you out on this date. Oh, it's going to be at least a good 200. I'm going to put that to the side, 250. We put that to the side. We're going to brunch. Might be another 110. Put that to the side, just in case. It may be less than that, but we put it just in case, because after brunch, we might want to go here. She might want to do this.
You know, it's just the honest truth, man. I feel like...
I just feel like it's just so selfish. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some more liquor. We'll let you talk to this crowd.
Look, the truth is this, right? We're going to take some questions once you get back in, but...
Apple Crown, drink it tonight.
Yeah, get a VSOP.
Okay.
At the end of the day, women, let's really think about this. You got to be realistic with your goals when you're trying to date, because this is a real problem. Women are constantly doing the same cycle, expecting different results. Now I see a lot of women have this thing where everybody wants the 1%. Everybody wants that 5% of men. But women, all of you are fighting for that top title. But you understand how difficult that is. Some of you don't even hang out in areas where those type of men are at. There's also certain women that they're not prepared to even date a woman like that, a man like that. There's also women who don't understand that certain men on that level don't date women like you. And I'm saying this in the most positive way. Because
hold on, Bobby.
Super wealthy men love some. Okay, we get a stereotype for a second, right?
Hold on, Bobby.
Super wealthy men love to date these little model type women. Now, if you know you're not that type and you're looking for a high value man, here we go again. You're not being realistic with your standards. Because here's
you got Lambo driver here, and you think he about to pick your little Corolla drive himself for what? Doesn't mean that he hasn't before, because we see a lot of multimillionaires, and they end up picking the bartender as something, but he changes her life. He stays with her forever. That's that he promotes her to the main. He still may have some sides, but he promotes her to the main.
Very true.
That has happened before. But what you're saying is realistic.
It's very true. And it's a common issue I see with a lot of women.
But a lot of women automatically assume, oh, I could get a guy like this. I could get a guy like that. Okay, cool. One, go get him. And two, how do you even know he wants you?
That's a good question.
And this is what I always ask them, like, oh, you left him because of X, Y, Z. You could do better? Yeah, I could do better. They have no idea really if they can, or just winging it. But because they automatically assume them doing better is another guy. You doing better, not another guy.
Yeah, I wonder what is the doing better for women. Like, is it doing better? Okay, I'm a cook for him.
It doesn't make sense.
Better,
because they automatically assume, oh, he gotta want me. I'm the best thing in the world. Yeah, you and a million other y'all.
Yeah, a lot of women have that mindset. It's crazy. So here we go. Let's take some questions, right? Trina has been on. Oh, I got a lot. Okay.
She got a lot. Let's start with the top.
All right,
let's
Trina.
do one problem.
Trina first of all says $60,000 we can work together. Trina also said,
I respect that.
Control your fertility men with the baby mamas. That's a real statement. Men, I'm gonna keep it real with you. There's men, and I didn't know this until recently. Like, there's certain men in this world, they just having sex with beautiful women, knowing they ain't gonna take care of the kids.
But here's the thing. Here's what we call. Remember, ladies, we have the brackets. I told y'all about this. Let's stop bringing up the BAs in the conversation.
Yeah.
The BAs are the below average.
And that's a real statement.
A lot of these below average guys are the ones doing this, unfortunately. It's only a 10% of men who are having 100% of these kids out here.
Very true.
I'm 31 with single with no children. I'm not part of that cycle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you know what I'm saying? Bobby either. We're not just out here just we had plenty of opportunities in our past.
For sure, man.
Am I lying?
No, that's facts.
I've had plenty of opportunities to go. I could have had a child at 19, 21.
Come on, you got to be realistic. It got to make sense.
Now, mind you, I was about to be one of those guys. I had a stillborn when I was 19, but that was a gift and a curse.
Okay, understood.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the way up to the 9th month, and the baby didn't make it. So for me, that was a gift and a curse.
Okay, that's understood.
But everything after that was calculated. Because why? I realized, damn, my life wouldn't have been the same if I had. She would have been 10 years old right now.
See, you had enough common sense to not let your penis do the thinking. The problem is for a lot of men, they don't do that. She looked good. She light skinned. She dark skinned. She thick. She got a frame. When you took her to Pound Town, she enjoyed it. You like how you work the two things together.
Men love it raw. Unfortunately, ladies, we love it raw. But not every man don't need to be doing it. Whatever.
I look at it like this too. 20 minutes can cost you your whole life.
Can cost you a lifetime.
You have to, when you're making long-term decisions, this is for the men, think realistically.
Yeah.
I also see a private message. I'm going to get to that private message in a minute.
Okay.
Trina says, if he can manage it, I can deal with it. We can work together. So Trina's talking more of what we was talking earlier about
income. If he can manage it, they can work together. All right.
So she wanted to deal with a 40 to 50,000. Paul Bryan was popping.
Paul, what up, boy?
Because Paul put they can accept it if he has a certain level of ambition and continues to try to elevate himself. I like the key word, himself.
Correct. But here's the thing.
If he could elevate himself.
This is what, and I got this from Kevin, he calls this the hit squad, right? This is what they call the Henrys in training, or the high earners in training.
Okay.
These are the guys who are average or above average, on track to get to 150, 200, once they pass a certain certification, or once they do a certain thing to solidify their competence.
Okay.
Because men, to become high value, we had to go out and build it. We weren't born high value. Women are automatically born with intrinsic value. As they get older, it goes down. All they have to do is keep and maintain. Men have to go out and build. What do we mean? You have to go out, get your credit right, get your income popping.
Very true.
Get all these things going. Women come with the value because why? Men want you for the same thing. So now the question is, can you keep and maintain that value? Can you stay fine? Can you keep your body count low? That's keeping and maintaining value. So for a man, competence does get compensated. Whatever you know, The more you know, the more your bank account's going to grow.
See, not a lot of men realize that, though. See, I always tell men, understand your value.
They just think CDL is going to just do it all.
Yeah, that's
it. Or they think forklift is going to do it. Like, boss man, there's so many other things you can do out here.
And you got to think about, too, we're in a world where technology is changing everything. Individuals losing jobs left to right. Robotic, artificial intelligence is taking control of everything.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. Here's my favorite thing. When guys go and get the basket weaving degree. You know what I'm saying? That's what they like to call it. The underwater basket weaving degree. What is that? The degrees that don't mean nothing. If it's not part of the STEM, if it's not in the STEM,
embarrassing.
It's BS.
That's a true statement. Fellas, I'm going to be honest with you. If you went to school for an easy degree, just to get out of school quick, that didn't challenge you, most likely you're going to fall in with the BA average that we talked about, making $50,000 or below.
BA below average. You're
getting
below
excited
average.
When you make $45,000.
Well, you could have got that with no degree.
People, there's companies that pay you $50,000, $70,000 with no degree.
No degree.
I have paralegal friends that have nothing, no degree, making $75,000 a year. Why would I go get a degree, 2-3 degrees, to make 40?
It makes no sense, man.
I think
they
it's
got this basket
practice.
Weaving crap.
It's not their fault.
Stuff that doesn't mean nothing.
Let me see. Trina says,
what she said.
Trina says both of them are powerhouses, Sierra and Russell. That's a fair comparison, I guess, when we're speaking in regards to how a lot of us shouldn't compare, or we shouldn't compare.
Look,
to
speaking of the Sierra thing, I got something perfect for that. Okay, and here's where we came up with this conversation. So, I was watching a live, right, and on YouTube, and one of the guys in the comments on YouTube on this live YouTube broadcast, he said there aren't enough rich Russell Wilsons out here.
Facts.
For y'all to be saying Sierra's prayer. You know, that was the thing going on.
Okay, yeah.
I
want to get a Sierra. I want to get a Russell. Okay, cool.
Okay. He continues to say, if you aren't happy with an average or slightly above average earning version of Russell Wilson, just accept you'll never have a perfect man and plan accordingly. Y'all choose cash over character, and that is why most of y'all always be side chicks at best. And this is what I mean. Money does not mean he's a high value dude, unfortunately. We get that. He might make bread, but the sex is garbage. He's ugly. He ain't got no romanticism. Women leave.
The intangibles.
He doesn't have all that stuff, which is great, which is fine. But the reason we're talking about this broadcast and why women need to get realistic with the standards is because of this. 100 million women are going after 1 million men. 10 million women are going after 1 million men or 100,000 men. It's not enough of us, unfortunately. And when we say us, we're talking about those men who meet all those criteria, especially financially. Because once you get into the finances, you cut 90% of them out.
Imagine.
Because 10% only make a certain amount in America as men.
Let's be real. I've been alive. I'm 35 years old. When it comes to black men, I'm not downgrading black men. I'm not downgrading Hispanic men.
It's just, these are the stats.
I'm not downgrading certain cultures.
These are the stats, y'all.
How many men that I know as friends that I can say make $400,000 or $250,000 a year?
Shit, 150.
150 a year. It's a hand.
When he says handful, we're literally talking about handful. We're talking about 10 or less.
10 or less.
All the hundreds and
make
thousands
150, 200,000.
That we know.
I'm telling people, it's realistic. Like women, if I'm wrong, you tell me. Do you know Do you know more than 10 men that make $250,000 a year?
They don't know because one, they don't know his real pockets. They just assume they know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's automatically a horrible thing to ask.
He got a nice car. He got it.
They automatically assume. No. He's negative in the red, and he got that car.
And I'm gonna speak about this, women. I want y'all to understand too. As y'all dating, learn to look at the implied statements, the implied relationship clues when you're dating to understand a man's financials.
Correct.
Because a lot of women will look at a car, a nice dress code, and a great talk game, and believe he is high value.
He ain't bringing to his
nice
house
car, a great dress code, and a great talk game about business. He's high value. Women, understand what you're getting yourself into. So let me take some more comments. Trina said, okay, I guess she's talking about. Trina said, I bring respect, good credit, my own house, a willingness to learn and love, nurturing our children. I love that.
Okay.
The ability to add to the financial pot of our home, a willingness to learn I like that. A willingness to learn his love language.
Okay, but that's most important.
I love what she just said because
I love all the credit, the house, all that good stuff. But what you said you were willing to do for me was most important, and that's what's most important to men. We don't, because here's the thing, ladies. I love that. Me personally, I don't know, and not even gonna say me personally. We don't have access to your income, so what that money you bring to the table has nothing to do with us because we don't have access to it. Bobby, what's the most a woman has spent on you besides your birthday, holiday, special event? I'll wait.
Wow. Now I'm a little different now. I ain't gonna lie.
No. Tell me tell me the number.
The most a woman spent on me?
Besides your birthday, holiday, special event. Damn. A random Tuesday.
You took out everything. Zero in that case. Because if you take out those, I mean, you say what they spent on those days. I had two women spend some bags now.
That's fine. Okay. So let me ask you this.
5 bags, 10 bags, like
real
bags now.
Okay, but these
they like the kid. They like the top chocolate.
These are what days? what days are these?
I would say, I mean, these years ago. Things have changed.
But what I'm saying is, what was the day?
I can't remember. There was holidays. There was holidays, birthday. Yeah, on a regular day.
Expected. We're talking about regular. And now let's flip the table. What's the most you spent outside of those days on a regular day?
Mike, if I could get it back right now, I would be a multi-millionaire. I would be wealthier than I am. I'm telling you.
Y'all ladies. That's the point. So we don't really care too much about it's great to have. I love a girl who makes six figures. I love it all day. But I'm not going to act like I'm picking you because of that. I pick a girl who makes 20 and work at Starbucks if she fine and does everything else Trina was talking about. Willingness to learn my love language. Being agreeable. Less disagreeable.
Trina, very powerful.
All those things that you said that were the intangibles, not the house and the credit and stuff. That's great. That's all good now too. Don't get me wrong. But for the men who are above average, we're talking about. We're not talking about these BA men, the below average, 50,000. We're in this conversation. We're above 50, below 100, because these are the men I want women to focus on because they're leaving them out here and discounting them.
And they're very valuable.
When really, these are the ones you want to get with. These are the hit squad, the Henrys, the high earners in training. Because technically, a man who makes 75,000 or above, a man, not even a black man, but a man who makes 70,000 and above is technically more of a higher value man, above average man than most. Because why? If you go Google it, the average man makes 43 to 46,000 depending on ethnicity.
You see what confuses some of them, Mike, is this. Okay, social media has now put this depiction of the right man for you is the man that's buying you $40,000 bags. Who knows if they're real or not? A man that's buying you a car for every holiday. A man that just is giving you duffel bags, as the street call it, full of money.
I got somebody who has a comment on there. I don't know if you
can see it. I got some comments too now. Hold on.
Keep going.
Let me take Paul. Paul, Paul says, do you guys do call-ins? Paul, I love what you said. Guess what?
We're going to start doing that next week, guys.
Next week, Thursday.
We're going to wait till the end of the call.
Anybody who wants to be on the live, we're going to have you put your email. We're going to add a person to the live and let them say what they got to say. Please put yourself in a Wi-Fi position.
Great connection.
Great connection.
Lighting needs to be on point.
I need you to be under good lighting if you're going to come live.
Don't move around. We need you to be stable as possible before you get on the live.
Please. Starting next week, you can now. We're going to do some call-ins for people who want to speak live, who's comfortable to speak live.
Yeah.
We're going to add some people to next week conversation.
And here's why we want to bring people on. And fellas and women. Fellas and women, don't feel like you have to get all did up to get on here. We just want to have a better conversation because we like the comments, but we want to get you guys on here so we can really have a more fuller conversation, a much more of a monologue than a dialogue, if you get what I'm saying.
Which is right.
So we want to get, but go ahead with the next comment.
Bobby, if you have a bunch of kids as a woman, it's easy to get stuck. That's true. Yeah. You got 2-3 kids.
But she says get stuck. Remember, it goes to the point I said earlier. When we say stuck financially, I know women, even though they have 2 kids, they're stuck with a man because the kids are not really the reason why they're stuck. They're stuck because their personal self doesn't make enough. And they're with a man who has a home, who has a career, or who has a job, you know what I'm saying, or has a hustle where he's making money and he's paying all of the bills. So she can't afford to just get up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, meaning get a place and keep the place.
I'm gonna skip over a little bit, okay? Trina says it's hard to find men without major character flaws. I can deal with some stuff, but not them character flaws. Okay, character flaws.
I get all that. I get all that.
Fair. That's fair game.
But tonight we're not going after those types of men. Again,
remember, we're not going under 50.
We're not going under the BA, the below average. And what we mean, you could even be above 50K and be a below average because it's not just the income.
It's also different characteristics.
There's many other characteristics we're not going to go into tonight, but I'll give them to you just to give you an example. You have an income above 50, below 100, but it's an above average man. We're talking about men. We ain't getting into ethnicity, nothing like that. I have somebody else who put a comment. I don't know if we got it there yet, but as I continue, income is one thing. Does he have a network of men who are also on his level or above his level, right?
Yeah.
Is he somebody who's noticeable in the community? Is he somebody who can be benefit, like people call him for advice, or they can use him, they can lean on him. His network can lean on him. You can use him. He can connect you with the right people because your network is obviously your net worth. It's not what you know, it's who you know. 80% of jobs get filled by people who know other people. They're not posted on boards, right? These are men who, besides going to work and having a good network, they have real deal hobbies that allow them to build their network. They go, skiing. They go golfing. They go, they play basketball in the top, at an Equinox. They have memberships at the Equinox. They don't have memberships at 24 Hour Fitness or LA Fitness. They're in the places. They don't go to the clubs. They go to the lounges. They might go to Sugar and Brickell instead of going to, a club that we know in Miami. Sure. They go certain places and do certain things. They're rubbing shoulders with the right people. And they live a certain lifestyle, more minimalistic than excessive. These are the men we're talking about. We talk about above average.
It's
not just income.
It's so important to understand that, women, because again, it's easy to get comfortable with certain types of men. Because I realize that some women, they're very consistent with the same dating pattern.
100%.
And they don't realize that dating pattern is not getting them anywhere. It's actually putting them behind in life. So until you step out and say, okay, let me try something different. Let me sample something new.
Correct.
You're not going to see a different result because women, you're complaining you're single. And some women are complaining they're single at 40, 45 years old, 43, 39. At a certain point, I'm starting to now believe it's not just the men.
No, I've been doing it's not the men. I've been doing it's not the men. Because here's the problem.
You are a part of the problem. You're not doing nothing different.
Women are scared of risk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They are severely, in the finance world, we call that risk averse. They do not like risk.
Very true.
What do I mean? What do you mean risk averse, Mike? Meaning they had a horrible history, a report card, rap sheet. They dealt with all the garbage. Now, going forward, they want the cream of the crop. They have 1 child, 2 child, 3 child, whatever. Now they want the cream of the crop because of the mistakes they made in the past. I get it. You're entitled to that. It doesn't mean you deserve to get it because why? Of the position you put yourself in. But the problem becomes you're expecting these higher level things, but you're not humbling yourself enough to say, you know what? Damn, I've had two children with 2 different dudes, or I had 1 child with 1 dude, but it didn't work.
Or you could have just had no kids, but you have a bad attitude. You could
have had no 100%,
100%. Your income is below average.
Even if your income is below average, remember, men will take you.
Yeah, because men don't care about that.
Men will take you, but it's not about just that. It's the way you came at him. The way you have to feel like, oh my gosh, like you have to one-up him. You have to feel like you have to put him in his place. You have to feel like, oh, he's not just going to come in here and do what he wants to do. Unfortunately, Mama, he's paying majority of everything. You need to let that man be a man and lead and stop trying to be a man.
I'm going to tell you where I ran into that problem a lot with women. I'm going to tell you what occupation of women that I ran into a lot with that type of problem. women that's nurses.
Continue.
Women that's nurses. Okay,
is that the only one you dealt with?
I'm going to use that one because
nurse
women have this mindset like, at the end of the day.
Let's be clear, Bobby. Are you talking about registered nurses?
Yes.
Okay.
Both times those are registered nurses. Actually, all 3 times. Those registered nurses.
Because we got fake ones out.
Yes, CNAs, LPNs.
We ain't talking about them.
Yeah. Not the registered. I'm talking real registered nurses.
BSN.
Making 80, making 95. If they go crazy overtime, they make 110, 115.
Got you.
Those nurses have this mindset, I guess, and it goes back to this for real. Like, some nurse women believe, because again, they have a history of dating trashy men. When they finally find a good man, they believe that they should be on a pedestal based on their income salary, as if this is the highest a man can get.
Right.
I dated lawyers. I dated real successful women.
Physicians. I dated a physician.
Yeah, like, so it's funny to me, but I get it. Because again, they're so used to dating the BAs.
Right. The below average.
When they're so used to dating the BAs where they're giving them, they're building the potential, trying to build the potential of that man. So when they find a tiger like me coming in, warrior status, credit score 850, pound in the door, pound game superior, you know what I mean? Ownership, assets everywhere. It's so confusing to them. Like, what is this? And she started. All 3 of them did the same thing. Let me start one up. Trying to go buy the same car I got. If I say I went here, I went there, but you know what's better than this? I'm like, really?
Male energy.
I'm like,
masculine energy.
This is crazy.
Ladies, there's nothing more. There's nothing. Listen, we're so simple.
I'm nice.
Men are so simple. Y'all don't understand. From rich to poor, we're so simple. You keep our balls empty. This is gonna sound vulgar, unfortunately, but sex, sandwich, silence.
That's how simple. Sex, sandwich, silence.
So, on more layman terms, if you can't understand my drift, you keep my balls empty, you keep my stomach full, and you bring me peace.
That's it.
Peace is related to silence.
That's it.
What do we mean by peace? Hey, baby, how was your day? You rub my head. I done went out and conquered the whole world for you today. For us.
That's it.
I got told no on 15 sales calls. My boss done acted like a, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to close this big major deal so I can get this big bonus for Christmas and put me in the VP level. And I'm fighting to be managing director. And I'm building. I'm not destroying out here. I'm building.
Facts.
I'm hunting for us to put you in that house you said you wanted. But then I get home. Didn't I tell you stop leaving this toilet seat up? Why you got, like, those types of things right there? Oh, why can't you just cook tonight? What? Instead, it could be so simple. Hey, baby, I don't know if you wanted me to cook or not tonight, so I went ahead and just got a little pizza. I know you love pepperoni, but come on this couch. I just want to rub your head a little bit.
See, that there it goes back to the intangible.
The femininity. Mm-hmm. Being feminine, beautiful, inspirational.
Healthy relationship. Women, if you want a healthy relationship, these are the things men is looking for, especially high value men.
All that trying to be the boss too, trying to be the man too.
We hate it.
We deal with it at work. We got another dude we're trying to compete with. We have another dude we're trying to one up so we can get that position. We don't want to come home and deal with another man who has a vagina. That's not what we want to deal with. Let's get to the few other topics. I know I have somebody.
Somebody put a comment privately. I'm gonna answer them. I think a good woman will not. Okay. I think a good woman will not allow her man to stay at a 40 to 50K salary.
Correct. I understand all of that.
We have to also be the vision for the man.
Is that it? Continue.
We have to also be the vision for the man to make more and greater than he can even think of.
Here's the problem with that, and I love the question. Who made the comment?
That's a private.
It's a private comment. Okay.
Private, so I can't
so a private comment. And if you can put your comments to make them public, I'm not sure how your view is about StreamYard, but based on that comment, I get it. A great woman is going to elevate your income status. I get all that.
Appreciate you, Paul.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, ladies. There's two things you cannot fix in a man, and you should not fix: laziness, ambition. As a grown adult woman, and when I mean grown adult woman, you're 21 and older. Yes, 21 and older. As a woman, you cannot fix ambition and laziness in a man. That's not your job. Because of why? We spoke about it last week with men on how to date. Men, unfortunately, in my opinion, a man who is below 30 years old is not high value. I don't care how much money he makes. Because why? He has a certain amount of life he needs to experience. All that 21-year-old millionaire crap is cool, but when he start acting like a little bee or crying because of a situation that he wouldn't normally do if he puts another 10 years on him of life, we don't consider that. We're talking about 30 and above. All of his stuff has dropped. He grows some hair on his chest. He's been through the rigor. Failure, person dying. He's been through life as a man for 30 plus years. There's a certain level of maturity because unfortunately, psychologically, this is when the brain turns on for men. Unfortunately, ladies.
Mike, I can't wait to give you this one.
I want to hear it.
Trina, I don't know if Trina lost. I got that. Let me keep. This one says, men need to keep their body counts low too. Having sex with so many women is detrimental to men too.
Here's the thing, Trina. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle that first.
Trina, let's get this out the water. I need to see where
women. Let's get this out the water. Listen. I don't care if you agree or not. This is not an agreement situation. This is a man's channel to help women. Let's just be clear about this.
Facts. This
is a man's channel to help women. Let's look at the dynamic. Men are here to breed. I'm not in the world we live in. Unfortunately, some men are doing it irresponsibly. I get that. Let's remove breeding from the situation. No woman is going to be with a man because remember, we're talking about the standards.
Facts.
Let's bring it back to the conversation. Today's conversation is what? Why women should get realistic about standards. And if you weren't here, you just got in. 3 women called me this week for coaching for all the same reasons, in a sense. These men were solid men, AA men, when it comes to income and how they were treated. But because they couldn't do the above and beyond for these girls, they left them. Okay, that's what you want. And I hope these men find the women they get. But here's the problem. Women want a man who's 6'2", tall, dark, and handsome, and has a great dick game. Or a great sex game.
Facts.
So you want him to have a great sex game. For a man to be good at anything, Bobby, I'm going to ask a man, not a woman, because she has no idea about this. But for a man to be good at anything, what must he do?
For a man to be good at anything, what must he do? Clarify.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. This is something called the 5 Ps, my brother-in-law, my father. This is something that is instilled with men. But here's, aside from preparation, let's change that to another P word, which is what I was looking for from Bobby. For a man to get good at anything, you need practice.
A lot of people don't realize how important practice is, but you got to be, you also got to be.
For whatever it is that we do to make money, Bobby, you trade the market.
Yeah.
I advise the market. It takes practice. I can't just come in day one and be like, oh, I know what to do. Here's the top, here's the bottom, here's this, or here's what you should invest in. No. It takes practice. Same as y'all ladies. You're not going to go into the eyelash lady who just started yesterday. You're going to go to a lady who knows how to do the whole thing how y'all want it, right? You're not going to go to a physician who just started yesterday to do a brain surgery. It doesn't work that way.
Very true. Very true.
So for men, we're not talking about women, because this is the way I try to be as equal as with us on everything, and that's not the case. You cannot equal to us on everything. We cannot equal to you on everything. That's not what this is for. There's a reason you're a male. There's a reason I'm a man. I mean, you're a female. There's a reason I'm a male. If we have more practice in knowing how to love and take care of and satisfy women.
Very true.
Because as soon as we get in there and we're 1-minute men, you go to your girls and talk crap about us.
Oh yeah, facts.
As soon as we get in there and
without a doubt.
As soon as we get in there and we go down on you, and we don't know what area of that region to massage with our tongue, and in what direction, and how soft or how hard, you just stop. Oh, just stop? I've never done this before. My body count is low. That's not your problem at that point. That's his problem. He has to go deal with.
So that's what Trina's saying, that sometimes a low body count is that person. You got to really think about it. I love what you're saying. That person will be so unexperienced. Now the woman is complaining about how he lacks experience in a sexual manner. That's gonna be
so you
problem.
Can't win as a man. This is why those things do not align with us. For women, yes, because what did I say again? You're born with value. We have to go build it.
Very true.
So the reason you're born with value is because you have something all men want. Ladies, let's be clear. All men will have sex with you. 1%, 10% will be your boyfriend. 1% will put a ring on it.
That's facts. That's very true.
There's 3 different levels. There's sex, boyfriend, ring, which means a commitment forever.
It's learning too, as I think as a woman, like knowing what are you chasing. I think sometimes when you're vulnerable, or when you've been in a position to be single for so long as a woman, I think women just go into that stage of, let me just listen to other people, just put in all different types of standards.
They've been comfortable being single so long, but here's the problem being single so long.
All different types of standards.
Ladies, it's not set up for y'all to be single forever, and here's why. I would hate for y'all to become in the 40 range, 50 range, and you ain't got no man. Look, we ain't talking about getting a stepdaddy. We don't care if you got kids. I'll eventually get you a man. Because the retirement age, when you get older, you're assuming you're going to be in great health forever. You're not.
Your body's going to change.
Your body's going to change. You're going to be much more frail as an old grandmother. Nobody's going to be at that house to protect you when you come back from home with the groceries, and this pervert is behind you to push you into the house and do something to you. When John could be right there with the strap on his hip, hey, get away from my wife.
Facts.
That's the difference. The system ain't set up for these individuals.
Let me see.
We got a paragraph on that.
Yeah, Alex says they don't look rich, so the girls don't want them. Is it true? I love what Alex is saying. Ooh. Alex, shout out to Alex. Is it true to believe perception? Women go off perception.
100%, because men do it too.
100%, we do it too. That's very true.
Because if your friend is not right, we're not even talking to you. I don't care how your friend could be right, but your face is ugly. Is what men call a butterface.
Yeah.
So we just want to go to that one situation with you, the third base, but that's it.
Because men, we stingy too. Like for real, sometimes we won't even give a woman a chance unless the frame or interface right.
But it's not about stingy. That's how we're designed.
Yeah. If your face and frame ain't right, that's why I'm always preaching to women: try to hit the gym. You ain't got.
It's not about try. You need to hit. Listen.
You know what I mean? Like try.
How you are on the sexual marketplace is important. Stop with this. I'm gonna come as I am. No. The men who are taking you as you are the BAs.
But you see the problem with women? Some women don't like to compete.
The below averages. That's
a lot of women don't like to compete. They don't feel, I don't need to compete.
If he want her, go ahead and get her. Okay, cool. He gonna get her. But don't talk all that crap when you see Russell Wilson or a black top dude with a white woman, or because she was willing to compete. Competition is the world we live in, ladies, unfortunately. So if you feel like you don't need to compete, you better hope your thing is all that, and you got other dudes lined up ready to marry you or be your man to the point where he can marry you.
I see what Paul says. Paul says,
what Paul's saying?
Are you saying that the amount of money a man makes suggests what type of mentality that a man has?
100%. Here's why.
Facts. Yeah, that's true.
Here's why. Because as I said, Paul, competence gets compensated. Unfortunately, there are a certain amount of industries that make money. You can cut grass and be a millionaire. But here's the difference between a guy who's a millionaire and a guy who's below average, who's making 20 grand a year as a landscaper. The guy who's a landscaper making 20 grand a year, he's part of a landscaping crew.
Facts.
The man who's making $3 million a year cutting grass is the owner of a landscaping company, not only in the city, but he's learned and put the right people around him to help scale his business to where he's not doing residential properties. He has all the big commercial contracts. He's landscaping all of the Wendy's. He's landscaping all of the Microsoft buildings. So now he's nationwide. Why? They're both in the same industry.
You know, it's different mindsets, and I think it's
just the way the world is built.
It's very true. A lot of people don't realize it's two different types of mindsets. They're doing the same skill, but it's two different types of mindsets. It's two different types of lifestyles, two different types of income. A lot of people don't understand that. Everybody thinks differently, and like to me, I think it's healthy. Certain men think big, and certain men just.
It's called a growth mindset.
Yeah, certain men.
So when they see adversity, they look for the opportunity. Like, damn, I messed up here. Well, damn, how can I change this situation and see the opportunity in it? Versus saying, oh, I failed.
All right, Trina says this: peace is something that both people need to bring to a relationship. Very true. I don't think how many men realize that they too can be hell raisers and destroyers of a peace at home.
100%. We get that. But remember, ladies, we're not talking about these below average men. Let's put your trauma to the side for a second. Because we know you've been through it. Me and Bobby know these guys.
You know, my thing is too, I think sometimes too, when you really pay attention to men that's not at peace, what do a lot of them have in common? Sometimes they lack funds. Okay, that's it. Let's be honest. Okay, we gotta be realistic about this.
What else?
What's the commonality?
But what else?
With men that don't like to be peacemakers at home.
But what else?
They scratch and I watched a movie with Puff that's called Raising in the Sun, and he had the itch for money. I love how he played that character. Right. And there's a lot of men, they lack funds. They lack direction, sometimes no father figures. But I'm not going to use the father figure as an excuse because I didn't grow up with a father. My father passed at 3
But it
months.
is an excuse. Here's why. Because 80% of us didn't come up. We all came from single mother homes.
Very true.
So let me rephrase that. I wouldn't say it's an excuse, but it is a fact. But it doesn't mean that they can lean on that. I agree with that 100%.
Let's not use that as a hindrance.
100%. It's not a crutch.
Because at the end of the day, you can be better. You learn from experiences,
100%,
just like anybody else. These men love to, once they're in trouble, once they realize that they ain't shit, damn, I ain't got no father.
But let's go back to accountability, though. Let's go back to accountability because I feel like men have, since day one, have been taking accountability, but women have a problem with that. Once we make a woman accountable, she starts to deflect it back to us again. Well, it's because of him. This is why I did this.
Certain type of woman.
No, 90%. Here's why. No. You know this because why? When's the last time you seen a woman be accountable for something?
I'm gonna be honest, and I've been in a lot of relationships. I had a lot of pound towns, threesomes, all good stuff. But
if you say, "Oh, you've been through all these men," and you tell the girl, "Well, why did you pick these men?"
What's the percentage of women that? It's less than 1% for real. So
that's my thing. Just because we know one or two women,
some women don't even like to apologize.
They don't even know what that means. They don't even know how to spell that.
They make a mistake. They ain't never wrong. Never, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, if he didn't do this, I wouldn't have did that.
It's always a rebuttal.
This is the problem that men have.
It's crazy. It's never a balance. Yeah. It's a rare percentage.
Listen, I get it. A man does wrong. I'm the type of dude. Baby, I'm sorry.
No biggie.
But damn, you never wrong. You tell me you perfect. If you so perfect, why I don't want to be with you?
Yeah, that's the case. And that's, when I started learning that there's a problem with certain women is when you start seeing super wealthy men leaving super wealthy women.
It's not them, bro.
It's not just the man. Or you start to see men that been with a woman for 10 years. Oh, I don't want her no more. Better yet, here's the money too.
Yeah.
You go ahead. They meeting you at the child support office.
Because why?
That's how much they don't want to.
Because why? She didn't provide silence.
No, there was no peace.
The peace
There's
part.
no peace.
The peace part. What was the next?
When you got a man say he wanted to pay, look, he'll meet you at the child support office before you even get there. You gotta know you are a problem. The man is willing to sacrifice what he finds probably top 3 most important thing in his life just to not deal with you.
Right.
This is the last one here. We got Trina says, I guess prior when we spoke about the low body count.
Low body count, okay.
I meant like an excessive amount. Okay, cool. And the statement wasn't in competition with the man. Some guys have been with a bunch of women and they still are terrible in bed. Yeah. Okay, I see where you're going. There's still so many men that do not know how to make a woman orgasm. You'll be surprised how many men think most women orgasm from vaginal sex. That's true.
From what? From vaginal?
Vaginal sex. I'm
okay.
be honest.
I get all that. I
was one of those guys. Trina, I gotta apologize to any woman, any man that had that problem. I was that guy at a certain point. I'm telling you, Pound Town was all I knew. And you got to understand, it's true. Women is all about the touch.
The sensuality.
The sensuality.
You weren't romantic. You were just.
I was not romantic.
You were not romantic. And not every man has the romanticy in them. I get that.
I had to build it. I'm still working on that. Because who I am.
Yeah, I'm a romantic type of guy.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a romantic type of guy, so because I love
that's a good post.
I love to see the build up. You get what I'm saying? I love to see that build up. So I love to see where you know what I'm saying?
It's a Valentine over here.
Oh, well, he said, it's about me. Yeah, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love the build up.
It's a Valentine.
To where I bring the flowers, I bring you to a nice restaurant. It's on the water with the rocks and the ocean, and you know what I'm saying? The waiter come out, and it's your favorite drink, and you're just in such a high energy. Then we get to the car and the music is A1, and we get back to the house. I've primed you so much to the point where you're just laying back like, just take it, please. Me personally, I love that. So I'm a very romantic type of guy. I'm gonna do romantic stuff with you. That's just me. That's just how I was raised. That's just me.
What a sucker!
Listen,
you're such a sucker.
When it comes to that.
You're such a lame, bro.
When it comes to that,
so lame, bro.
When it comes to that, I know that it's not about me
lover boy.
It's not about me anymore. I'm a CLB. I'm a certified lover boy when it comes to romanticy and making my woman happy in that arena.
Oh man!
Listen, in that arena, you ain't getting better than this. But here's the thing:
that's guaranteed your money back.
Guaranteed your money
or
back.
Your phone number back.
Listen, guys, if you buy today, guaranteed your money back. That's just how it is with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some 50 Shades of Grey shit. But here's the thing. It's all about understanding who I'm with and what they like.
My thing is this.
So I ask the right questions. I understand, but I know instinctively with all women, I've actually studied this. What women, because a lot of women complain about this. That inside the penis, they don't do a lot for women. It's normally the sense. Because what does that battery-operated friend do? He don't go inside. He stay outside on the top and just play. So I figured, damn, I need to learn that. Fuck that battery shit. I need to learn that.
You know what I've learned.
And once I learned that, it became the keys to the universe for me. So I get why women say that, but because I have that over them, I don't use it as like a like a evil supervillain. No, I don't do that. It's if I feel that you deserve it.
And I like the whole deserve statement because I'm gonna be honest with you. You gotta know who to do the right things for when it comes to
100%. It's not just don't think everyone
maybe trying to be sensual and flowers for every woman. That's why some men are still single now. That's why they're getting called lames now.
No, but that's why women are hating a lot of men because they're making it seem that way in the beginning when they really just want sex.
That's true. That's true. And then see,
oh my gosh, she's gonna be my wife one day. As soon as he hit, the phone number disconnected. You reach your line.
Lines slowing down, Texas slowing down, no morning Texas. See, that's why also me as a man, while we're talking about that particular area, I don't get into certain things when I was in that dating stage like that. I don't get into certain things because I realize men don't realize too when I was talking about last week, the whole how to date one-on-one. Don't start certain things that you ain't gonna keep consistent.
100%.
I don't like to get into all that. Let me text you every morning at a certain time. Because you know what happened? They're waiting for that now.
They're waiting for that. Yeah, I've dealt with that recently. The texting wasn't as often. The calling wasn't as often. So now
trying to be a CLB.
So now it's like
constantly at 9 o'clock every day.
So now it's like, oh, what's going on? So now that the investigation starts.
Exactly.
And I can't have that. So and I agree with that. But let's get to the last point before we close out. Ladies, unfortunately...
Shouts out to Rachel, by the way, man. Hey,
Rachel, what's going on, baby?
When it comes to the Pound Town, that's all I know. I'm the governor. I'm the CEO. I don't know. I just came up. I love the term.
Yeah.
I think it's so super dope. But go ahead.
But look, the come as you are is not enough. Ladies, I hear you. I hear what you want. But maybe not y'all that's on this live, but unfortunately, majority of women are very selfish. I said what I said. You heard what I said. I didn't stutter.
As in what manner?
As in what manner? You know exactly what. You know exactly what. I know the cameras is live, but you know exactly what. Because why? When you ask any one of y'all, what are you looking for in a man? They'll give you the full list.
Well, the number one lying ass line that they like to say. Let me hear this. Go ahead.
The full list. Oh, he needs to be caring. He needs to be this. He needs to be that. He needs to be a thug on Fridays, but a sensual guy Monday through Saturday. Like, he just needs to be everything. I get it. You want the world. But in life, unfortunately, yes, he's chasing you and he wants to be with you probably, or you may think that. But just know if your man is fine, if your man is clean cut,
facts.
If your man is above average, not the AA, not the average, he's above average. He may not be high value, but he's above, because above average men are winning out here when it comes to women. He's above average. Everything else is he doesn't live with his mom, he has his own place. Even if he does, he's still, everything else is perfect. He's not perfect, but everything else is good with him. That can be fixed. You can just be like, baby, come stay with me. But everything else he got is perfect. Okay, you find him like that, you might want to get with him. He might be with his mom for the right reason. He might be trying to save up to buy a home. Who knows? But the problem becomes when you have a woman who shuns that guy just because he can't give you everything that you want on your list. Granted, he can't. He doesn't make that type of money.
Cool. Financially, he ain't there. He weak.
But then when the questions get asked, you are the same woman from the last relationship.
I see where you're going with this.
From the relationship before that.
I see where you're going.
From the relationship before that. And when the guy like you're currently with asks you what happened to the last relationship or whatever relationship, it was always him. Okay. But my question to ladies is, what have you done? Like real work. What have you done personally to learn how to date to be better?
That's a good question. For
the current man you're with. Because you're telling me everything he's not doing. But what are you not doing?
See, that part, that accountability part, you see that right there? That accountability part is a part that...
That's my question. What are you not doing?
Remember, there's also this saying, a lot of women never feel they're wrong, right? But I
come as you are is not enough.
Yes, that's true.
Us men want more.
When women say that, that's BS. I'm telling you right
now. He just need to take me as I am. No, I don't. Because Maria down the street fine as hell, frame looking crazy, and she's nice.
See, you know what I've realized? That some women don't realize men have options. And
above average. We're talking about above average.
They got options.
We're not talking about below average. We're talking about above average men. They have plenty on pending. If they're not cornballs, they have plenty. I have plenty on pending. Okay, but here's the thing: if I'm going to choose you, why am I choosing you? Just because you are you? That's not enough.
I'm pretty. I'm a nice person. There you go.
Because you expect me to know everything about you? Because you expect me to be like, well, look at me. That's not enough.
Come on.
I don't care about your job. I don't care. That's
you
know
not
what
enough. We messing women up too, I think sometimes.
You don't have my attention. To get a man's attention, you need to be sexually right. A man like me, you need to have my sexual
frame.
My attention is sexuality.
Frame for sure.
Unfortunately, that's a lot for men. If you don't have him sexually, trust me, Snapchat and Instagram, you have nothing. You are not competing with that explore page, okay?
That explore page is fire.
That explore page is the devil. Let's just say that. So while your man's in this girl DM, you over here like, I'm tired. I just want to. Okay, cool. Be tired.
Facts.
That's fine. Or she hit me back. Hey, what's up? Thank you. After I said beautiful. Oh, it's a done deal now. Now it's a. Yeah, let me see. That's what a lot of these guys are out here doing, unfortunately, ladies. But
I'm gonna take this last comment.
But take the last comment. But my point is don't come as you are. Come better than you were last time. Get your frame right. Get the diet right. Be competitive because you are not the only girl in this world.
I love what Alex said. Right?
What did Alex say?
Alex says you have some women that don't want to go through the building process with the man, so they can check off that list one by one. They don't want to go through the building process to check off everything one by one. They want it all in. They want it all in a month with nothing to offer.
But here's the thing. I get that last part saved you, Alex, because I get what you're saying in a month. If they want it all in a month, maybe not. I agree with that part. You're not getting everything. You're not getting nothing in a month.
Facts.
Here's my point with this. If my opinion, woman should be meeting you above average.
Facts.
So unfortunately, if you are below, not just income, let's say you had income, but everything else is garbage. You are not, like we said last week on Men How to Date 101, go to YouTube and watch that. You do not need to be focusing on women. 30 and below, my opinion, if you're not up there yet, if you ain't got your shit together, but until you hit 30, you can be dating. You can be going pound town. Serious relationships, because I've made this mistake all my life, and I can tell you this now. Once you hit 30, that's when you need to be like, okay, maybe let me start looking. Because why? Focus on your purpose, get your credit right, get your savings right, get the foundation in order. Once you start getting 23, 25, trying to get with her, trying to be in a relationship with her, a kid gonna come up, 2 kids gonna come up, 3 kids gonna come up. Now you have to play double, triple, quadruple catch up with the dude who don't got those same situations.
Yeah,
most women should not be trying to build with men unless they're in the above average range. My opinion, because that's not her job. That's your job, boss.
Yeah, I think
ain't no it's damn you can't pick up this bill. No. It's breakfast time, baby. I got it because I know for sure where I'm taking you, I can afford it.
Yeah, I ain't taking you to no.
I ain't taking you to goddamn Prom 112 for breakfast, but maybe we go on what's the shit called? First watch. We would just spend a heavy 40.
Yeah, keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Your belly full, you ready to go? Let's go back to the house real quick and have some adult fun. But that's what we doing. We don't have to put on all this extra stuff that I know I can't afford. I need to come correct.
You know, I'm gonna take this last comment. We're gonna close out. I gotta say this. Let me make sure everybody that's live, everybody that's eventually gonna watch this. The goal of this live is to have us understand that we're not downplaying anyone. We're just giving educational advice on our experiences as men and our perspective. We want women to be realistic with their standards because, again, a lot of women are still single at 35, 38, 40, 42 years old for numerous amounts of reasons that they can control.
You're difficult to deal with.
And I think if you are aware of what you're doing, you'll start to make better decisions. I love how Rachel just said, I definitely agree. Women don't know how to date. And I'm going to say this. Nobody has mastered dating.
But women specifically are in the back of the class.
I must say, I'm with him on that because here's the thing. When you look at the type of men and women date, and the type of men they say they want,
it doesn't match
up.
It
never matches up. Ever.
I want XYZ.
But then you look at their past history and what they dated, not one man was even 30% of what they say they like in a man.
I'm talking about they married. Like they're with, when I say bums, not just boyfriends. Not just, he's my boyfriend. They married bums.
That's why I say this too. I'm gonna keep it real.
It is not a shot at these women because at that time they didn't know better. I get it. But there comes a point where, ladies, come on. You gotta come like all this. I'm the prize, and I'm gonna sit back and just wait. You have to meet the men that you're looking for because why? They're not gonna be out here doing what you expect them to do. They're not gonna be out here searching for you as much because why? They're doing what they're supposed to do. Men are supposed to be on their purpose and being focused.
Facts.
Your job is to make him unfocused and pay attention to you. So if it's inconvenience for you, that's fine. Just make sure you go to the bar, you go to the strip club, you go to the $10 gym that you got, and deal with those BA men.
You know, that's the thing. And
do not complain about it.
Women, you know, we're going to close out. I want to say this. It's imperative that you try to change your outlook on dating. And that's what we're showing people, like different perspectives.
Standards.
Just people. And I get it. Ain't nothing wrong. Okay, you got your standards. I get it. But sometimes there got to be a point you write your standards down and say, man, does this really make sense?
for you? And does
like for real? Like, damn. Okay, let me look at myself. Okay, like, does this really make sense?
And
do I have the right to ask for this type of man? And if you feel that, hey, okay, cool. But if you see it ain't been working, if you see it ain't been working for the last 7 years, there's got to be something that clicking in your head. Like, hold on, I got an epiphany.
Yeah,
like, hold on.
My question to you, Bobby,
this ain't been working. Let me readjust what my standards are.
My question to you, Bobby, is
what's up?
When you know a girl is so, I mean, obviously before your current stage, but when you knew a girl was just like gorgeous as hell.
Yeah, look, like when you say gorgeous, baddie level.
I'm talking about on your meter, she's a 10.
Okay, cool.
She's a 12.
So she framed up, beautiful face.
I mean, she's a whatever you call her.
Cool.
You knew if you can get that or not.
I'm a little different. I'm a little confident.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You still know the probability.
Facts. It's realistic.
We're not talking about possibilities.
Probability, yes.
As men, every day you're faced with probability, knowing that, yeah, she fine, but I probably can't get her.
And let's be honest.
Not because you're not confident. Not because you're not confident.
No, you got to be realistic with this shit. Look, this is very true what he's talking about. There's times that I'm a guy that's in a great position financially, mentally, and humble.
We're not willing to do that.
You got to realize, men, let's be honest, right? And women, this is just facts. Every man knows. He see a woman, he's like, okay, she's beautiful. I love how she looks. I'm not going to get her. And sometimes I know I'm not going to get her because I'm not willing to go where the next man willing to go.
Yeah. I'm not willing to be the super sugar daddy. I'm not willing to go to the strip club.
I'm willing to take a pass, not approach her. I'm good. Exactly. She can try to throw a couple of, I'm not interested because I already see in my head, I already prejudged and said, I already know what's going to take to keep you. I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
There you go.
I'm not interested. I already know what that's about.
But here's the problem. Ladies, I want you to ask yourself this. The point of this live is to ask yourself as we close out. You know what you want. Whatever it is you want, keep that.
Shouts out to you, Trina. What's powerful.
Keep whatever it is that you want. Whatever your standards are, keep that. I'm with it. I'm all for it. My question to the ladies are, and which is why ladies are horrible at dating, have you ever asked yourself from middle school to now, what does the man you want from you?
That's a good question.
And also,
good question.
Are you worthy over all the other women who want? Because unfortunately, most of the men that every woman wants, all other women want him as well. 5 women in the room, y'all all gorgeous, but all bring your own problems. Only one of y'all gonna get them. You can only marry one.
Yeah.
He can have sex with all of y'all, but you can only marry one. And most of y'all want to be wives, want to not be side chicks, right? So, okay then. And unfortunately, if you're a girlfriend, you're opening yourself, especially for too long, you might open yourself to be a side chick. If you 7-year girlfriend, listen, you definitely been a side chick you probably didn't know. Or he has a side chick. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
No, that's facts. 7 years of dating a woman, yeah, you a side chick, you just didn't even know it.
No, she may not be the side chick, but there are other side chicks.
For sure. That's for sure.
We're talking about just girlfriend status.
A lot of women don't believe that.
At some point, you need to be promoted to wife.
I got a homegirl. She got a promise ring for 8 years. 8 years. She got a promise ring. I said, "What, mama? What you doing, girl?" Yeah, like I didn't even know grown men still giving women promise rings. Like, what? You still ain't married yet? This man still loose as a goose, man.
Because you know why? He's a BA. He can't even think about affording a marriage. But he's waiting on that. Instead, if he really wants you, and he wants to marry you, he gonna pick your ass up one day. We're going to lunch, baby. Call the rest of the day off, and y'all going to goddamn the courthouse.
You gotta make that move,
and he's gonna sign the documents and give his life legally to you for the rest of his life, and say, "Baby, here's the ring. I ain't got XYZ right now, but here's what I got, and we signed it off today. From this day on going forward, we're going to save up to do a simple marriage or whatever y'all desire. But I wanted you so bad to know that this is what girl going to say no.
Let's be honest.
If he really wanted to do that. So we brought this because we wanted to let you ladies know. Get realistic with these standards because a lot of men you're shunning are actually in this range. And not all men are garbage, just the men that you're dealing with.
Very true. you keep picking the same type of men.
Unfortunately, we're not talking about you and your
Very
friends.
true.
We're talking about there's a lot of men in this world. The men you're dealing with, the men that's approaching you, unfortunately, they end up being garbage. It doesn't mean that all men are. It just means that the one that you're allowing to give the time of day are. So you need to evaluate and figure out who are you using to vet these men. Most women ain't got nobody.
It's very true.
You're just doing it by yourself. Nobody taught you. You just like, okay, let me just see, because this is what I know based off my experience. Mama, your experience is garbage. You don't have a man in your corner to be like, that has the results to be like, I think you should give him a chance. Or, I don't think you should deal with him.
Tonight we spoke about some great topics. We spoke about, topic we spoke about, of course, women being realistic with your stand. We spoke about the possibility versus probability.
Yeah, for sure.
We spoke about women that don't like to compete. And I think women, it's
I
imperative.
like this.
It's imperative you take time to compete. Sometimes a little
you gotta compete.
Friendly game of cutting weight, a little friendly game of changing your attitude can get you the man of your dreams.
Sending him something to keep you on his mind.
Exactly.
Send him a lingerie pic. Send him that little booty pic.
Okay.
Y'all all want to be twerkers, right?
Yes, I'm gonna say this too,
do something to stand out. It's not always, what does he do? Like,
I'm gonna say that too. Like, before we close out, some women have this thing. Is very true. Like, they want you to send you a picture. Oh my God, I'm such a woman. Man, look,
you're so boring.
That's boring.
Well, I got Maria over here sending me something on
lame.
She in the bathroom with booty hanging over the sink. Like,
so lame. Just be you.
Like,
be free.
Yeah, like,
be free. Like, when you got a woman, I want that woman to be what I've always wanted.
That insecurity shit is not.
Like, it's so crazy. I can't even send you a picture. I don't want. What? Send me the naked picture. I'm with you. We hard body. We married. Whatever. Send me the pic. I need to see. I want to be at work when I'm in the business meeting. Oh, what? Look. Hey, Scott. Look, I gotta get going.
She does it.
Yeah, like women don't understand how that turns men on. Like, oh, listen, Scott. Appreciate the look. I gotta get cut out. It was a great meeting. Look, a great job to everybody. I got to get home as soon as possible. Man, you wouldn't believe my wife.
You could be at work. Guys, I got to use the bathroom real quick. You go to the bathroom, look at the photo like, God damn.
I'm going
to
beat the frame
text
off.
the girl like, baby, what you got going on?
Yes.
Look, I'm at work. I'm going to call you.
But I'm going to tell you, a lot of women, they're not going to do it because I'm such a lady. I'm not going to stay too long on that. But I know it's 10 o'clock. Look, I want you guys to know, look, the topic was a great topic tonight. We got another topic every Thursday night.
Ladies, get realistic with these standards. Every Thursday, we're going to come at you. We got more topics coming. We haven't thought about next week's topic just yet. We're going to put it out. But we're growing. We want y'all to grow with us, and we're always going to be changing and making adjustments. Next week, we're going to try to bring some people up. For not too long, we're going to bring up some people who may have comments or may have things. If you just understand, every Thursday we're here, unless there's a holiday going on that Thursday.
Facts.
We won't go live, but on Facebook and YouTube, you can find us, Mentourme, Painful Truth on podcasts, any podcast you listen to.
Very true.
The Painful Truth, it'll pull up probably as Mentourme. And, every Thursday we have conversations about relationships. They're going to be juicy. We're going to keep them juicy. We're going to keep them relevant to what we know we deal with and our experiences. We're not going to talk about stuff that we haven't dealt with or we don't coach clients on. But I think we're going to be bringing up people next week. Is that correct?
Yeah, next week we're letting... we're definitely bringing up people, letting you,
How do people get on next week?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to put their email, and we're going to send them a link, and then from there they click the link.
So people, put your email in the comments
next
week, not today.
Yeah.
But next week when we go live, if you want to get on, we're going to tell you to put your email in the comments. We'll send you the link immediately. So this way, everybody doesn't click the link. Everyone wants some control going on. We'll send you the link immediately. You'll click that, and you'll be able to get access to get live with us face to face, and we'll bring you up, and then we'll hear your side of it, and we'll kind of have a little dialogue. But
I want to say this, man. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Guys, I want you guys to know, enjoy your night. This is Boy from Mentourme.com alongside.
Yeah, it's Mike the Advisor. We love you guys. Have a great one. And, happy holidays if we don't get to see you before then, if you can't tune in. But remember, every Thursday we're here.
Of course. You guys enjoy your night.
Mentourme.com. Have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. But